The biology of survival, life at the edge of impossible. The hook. Right now, you are breathing air so cold it could shatter your lungs if you took a deep enough breath. We're in Yakutsk, Siberia. This isn't just a city, it's a giant, open air laboratory where the laws of physics seem to break. Here, minus 40 degrees is considered warm, and at minus 71, your eyelashes turn into needles of ice in seconds. But how does a human heart keep beating when the world around it is frozen solid? This is the ultimate test of human grit. Detailed narrative. The moment you step off the plane in Yakutsk, the cold hits you like a physical blow. It's not the cold Americans feel in Chicago or Minneapolis. It's a dry, biting force that hunts for any square inch of exposed skin. In this part of the world, fashion isn't about looking good, it's about staying alive. You'll see locals wrapped in layers of reindeer fur and silver fox. Why? Because synthetic fibers fail here. Natural fur is the only thing that creates a microclimate warm enough to prevent frostbite. Let's talk about the Siberian fog. It isn't weather. It's actually the frozen breath of the city's inhabitants and the exhaust from thousands of cars that never stop running. In Yakutsk, if you turn your car off in December, you aren't turning it back on until May. The oil turns into jelly. The tires turn into brittle plastic that can literally shatter if you hit a pothole. Most people here pay for heated garages that cost more than their apartments, or they keep their engines idling 24/7. Can you imagine the gas bill? But in Yakutsk, gas is cheaper than a new engine. Then there's the food. Forget your local grocery store's frozen section. Here, the entire world is the freezer. At the outdoor markets, fish are displayed like bouquets of flowers, standing upright in buckets because they froze the instant they left the water. To eat, you don't defrost, you shave. Stroganina is the local delicacy. Thin, curled ribbons of raw frozen fish or horse liver dipped in salt and pepper. It's high calorie, high fat, and it's the high octane fuel your body needs to generate internal heat. This isn't just a meal, it's a survival strategy. You've seen how they eat, but wait until you see where they live. Underneath this city lies a monster that's been sleeping for 10,000 years, the permafrost. If it ever wakes up, the entire city disappears. Building a metropolis on top of a giant block of ice is an engineering nightmare that should be impossible. Yet, here it is. Detailed narrative. The ground in Yakutsk is permafrost. Soil, rock, and ice frozen solid down to 1,500 feet. It's harder than concrete. But there's a catch. It's thermally sensitive. If you build a house directly on the ground, the heat from your home will leak downward, melt the ice, and your house will be swallowed by a swamp of its own making. Look around the city, and you'll see something weird. Every single building is standing on stilts. These concrete pillars go deep into the earth, leaving a gap between the floor and the ground. This allows the freezing air to circulate underneath, keeping the permafrost permanent. And the pipes? You won't find them underground. In the US, we bury our utilities to protect them. In Yakutsk, if you bury a pipe, the ground will heave and crush it like a soda can. Instead, the city is draped in massive, insulated silver pipes that run above ground like a giant industrial nervous system. They carry superheated water to every apartment, acting as the city's literal lifeline. If these pipes ever burst, the city has about 2 hours before every radiator in town explodes from the ice pressure. But why stay? Why put up with the ice fog, the minus 70-degree winters, and the constant threat of freezing? Because Yakutsk sits on a gold mine, literally. This region, Yakutia, is the diamond capital of the world. 1 out of every 4 diamonds on a wedding ring in America likely came from this frozen wasteland. The earth here is brutal, but it is rich. As we leave this frozen frontier, you realize that Yakutsk isn't just about the cold. It's about the warmth of the people. In a place where the environment is this hostile, humans have to be twice as kind to each other to survive. It's a reminder that no matter how extreme the world gets, the human spirit and a very thick fur coat can conquer anything. The hook. Physical survival is one thing, but what about your mind? Imagine a world where the sun barely skims the horizon, where you live in a permanent twilight of ice and fog for months on end. How do you stay sane when the world outside is a monochromatic void of white and grey? This is the secret psychological warfare of the Siberian winter. Detailed narrative. In the West, we talk about seasonal affective disorder, when it gets a bit cloudy in November. In Yakutsk, the sun is a stranger. During the peak of winter, the city gets maybe 3 or 4 hours of twilight, not even true sunlight, before the curtain of darkness falls again. This isn't just dark, it's ice fog dark. The visibility drops to 10 feet because the air is so heavy with frozen moisture. You are living in a white room where the walls are made of cold. So, how do the Yakutians do it? They've mastered the art of internal warmth. This isn't just about heaters, it's about community. In a city where nature is trying to kill you, human connection becomes the primary heat source. People here don't hang out outside. Social life happens in intensely warm, brightly lit apartments. There is a culture of extreme hospitality. If a stranger's car breaks down on a desolate road at -50, it is an unwritten law that the next person to drive by must stop. To drive past is to commit a death sentence. There's also the spirit of the North. The indigenous Yakut people have a deep spiritual respect for the cold. They don't fight it, they live in harmony with it. They believe the cold purifies the soul. While an American might see a -60-degree day as a reason to cancel everything, a Yakutian sees it as a day to go to work, go to school, and then go to the banya, the Siberian sauna. The banya is the ultimate psychological reset. You sit in a room that is 200 degrees Fahrenheit until your skin is glowing red, and then, if you're brave enough, banchay rangwai, walang lon tong tuit o nyito namui. The 250-degree temperature shock is a massive hit of adrenaline and endorphins. It's the Siberian version of a reset button for the brain. It's how they beat the darkness. It's how they stay human in a place that feels alien.